Solving 1/3 raised to the second power plus 2/3 times 1 3/4. When we look at a problem with multiple operations, which is your plus and your multiplication, we need to think about PEMDAS. PEMDAS, or PEMDAS, which stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction with each initial, tells us the order we should operate in. To begin with, the parentheses and exponent is what we have to work with first. So we want to work with this 1/3 raised to the second power first. And that's what we're going to do. 1/3 raised to the second power is the same as 1/3 times 1/3. That little 2 hanging up in the sky like a cloud, it's telling us how many times we need to multiply 1/3 by itself. 1/3 times 1/3, we multiply the 1 times the 1, and we get 1 again. And then we multiply the denominators, 3 times 3, and we get 9. So our 1/3 to the second power is now equal to 1/9, and we can rewrite this problem. Okay, now we have a problem that was originally 1/3 raised to the second power plus 2/3 times 1 3/4 rewritten. We've taken the 1/3 raised to the second power and we've made the fraction 1/9, and we're adding 2/3 times 1 3/4. Now, so far, we've managed to do parentheses, we've managed to do exponents, and now we need to multiply. Multiplication and division are next up. The only thing we have is multiplication. So I'm going to just put brackets around here so we know what we need to work with next. 2/3 times 1 3/4. When we have a whole number times a fraction, or added to a fraction, 1 3/4 is actually added together, we need to do the big C. The big C is where we take the numerator, 4, multiply it times the whole number, and then add it to the 3 for a new fraction. So we're going to take 1 3/4, and we're going to turn it into a fraction with the big C. 4 times 1, or the denominator times a whole number, is 4. And then we add it to the numerator, which makes 7. We slide over our original denominator, which makes 4th. So we have 7/4 now replaces this big 1 3/4. Okay, we've rewritten our fraction one more time. We took the mixed number 1 3/4 and we made the fraction over here of 7/4 over here on the right side. So what we're going to do now is we still need to concentrate on our multiplication with PEMDAS. So like I said earlier, we were going to put parentheses around there. You can do square brackets or round brackets, it doesn't matter, but we need to concentrate on our 2/3 times our 7/4. And this gives us numerator times numerator, 14. Denominator times denominator is 12. So now, for this whole multiplication, we can substitute 14/12. Okay, team, we now have 1/9 plus 14/12. We've done our parentheses. We've done our exponents, we've done our multiplication, which was also if we had division, but we didn't have any. And now we need to do our addition and subtraction. Addition is next up, and when we add two fractions, their denominators or bottom numbers need to match. This is called common denominators. In this case, we can look for something that both numbers would go into equally. I just happen to know that both numbers will work with a denominator of 36. So we're going to set 1/9 and 14/12 up to have denominators of 36. Okay, we have our fractions 1/9 set up to a denominator equal to 36, and our fraction 14/12 set up to a denominator of 36. What we need to make 1/9 an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 36 is to multiply it by a fraction equal to 1, but that will get 9 to 36, and that happens to be 4. So I write 4 over 4, and I go 1 times 4 is 4, and I know that 9 times 4 is 36. So we do the same thing with our bottom fraction. We find a whole number fraction equal to 1 that will take our 12 to a denominator of 36, and that happens to be 3. So we're going to use the fraction 3 over 3, and we're going to multiply 12 times 3, and that gives us 36. And we're going to multiply 3 times 14, which gives us 42. When we add fractions and we have matching denominators, we just slide our denominator over and we do the actual addition here at the top. We add 4 plus 42 and we get 46. This fraction can actually be simplified very much in the same pattern we made our common denominators. So now we're going to take 46/36 and simplify it. One way, we still need to find that whole number equal to 1, but that will reduce both the numerator and the denominator at the same time. We have our fraction 46 over 36, and we're looking for a whole number fraction equal to 1 that will reduce and simplify our fraction. We're going to divide the numerator and the denominator by the same number. I usually like to start with 2 or 3, and 2 sounds like a good one. So, we'll take the fraction equal to 1, which is 2 over 2, and divide both the numerator and the denominator by 2. 46 divided by 2 is 23. And 36 divided by 2 is 18. And that is our final answer. It was a lot of work, but we got there, and we got there by using PEMDAS. That was the key. Parentheses first, then exponents, multiplication and division left to right, and last but not least, addition and subtraction. Thanks for working.